The Palestinian struggle for self-determination is a complex issue with deep historical roots. Shia Muslims, whose affinity with the Palestinian cause stems from a long and intertwined history, are among the supporters. The Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, Islam's third holiest site, is revered by Shia Muslims worldwide. This shared religious heritage has fostered a strong sense of connection between Shia Muslims and the Palestinian people. The rise of political Islam in the 20th century marked a significant turning point in the relationship between Shia communities and the Palestinian cause. The 1979 Iranian Revolution, led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, further amplified Shia support for Palestine. Khomeini's rhetoric resonated widely among Shia communities, galvanizing support for the Palestinian cause. The emergence of Hezbollah, a Shia militant group in Lebanon in the 1980s, added another layer to Shia support for Palestine. Today, Shia support for Palestine extends beyond the Middle East, reaching Shia communities across the globe. The Palestinian struggle has become a rallying point for Shia Muslims worldwide, fostering a sense of shared identity and purpose. Religious pronouncements from prominent Shia clerics such as Ayatollah Ali Khamenei continue to emphasize the importance of supporting Palestine. The ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict serves as a constant reminder of the unresolved injustices faced by the Palestinians. The year 1948 marked a profound turning point in the Middle East, sending shockwaves throughout the region and the world. The creation of the State of Israel resulted in the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their homeland. The events of 1948 ignited a sense of outrage and injustice within Shia communities. The Six-Day War of 1967 further solidified Shia support for Palestine, amplifying the call for justice and liberation. The defeat of Arab armies and the subsequent occupation of Palestinian territories intensified the sense of urgency to address the Palestinian plight. The post-1967 period witnessed a surge in Shia activism in support of Palestine. The emergence of Hezbollah in Lebanon in the 1980s marked a significant turning point in Shia support for Palestine. Hezbollah's ideology is deeply intertwined with the Palestinian struggle. The group's willingness to engage in armed struggle against Israel challenged Israel's sense of security. Hezbollah's actions also inspired other militant groups, demonstrating that armed resistance against Israel was a viable option. The reverberations of the 1979 Iranian Revolution, spearheaded by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, profoundly impacted the dynamics of Shia support for Palestine. Khomeini's fiery rhetoric, imbued with anti-imperialist zeal, resonated deeply with Shia communities worldwide. The new Islamic Republic severed ties with Israel, aligning itself firmly with the Palestinian cause. Khomeini declared the last Friday of Ramadan as Quds Day, an international day of solidarity with Palestine. Hezbollah, the Party of God, emerged from the ashes of Lebanon's civil war and Israel's 1982 invasion. Hezbollah's dual role as a militant group and a provider of essential services has cemented its position as a powerful actor in Lebanese politics. The group's fighters engaged in guerrilla warfare, launching attacks against Israeli military positions. Hezbollah's commitment to the Palestinian cause is deeply ingrained in its ideology. Shia support for Palestine extends far beyond the battlefields of Lebanon and the pronouncements of influential leaders. Across the globe, Shia communities engage in multifaceted efforts to support the Palestinian people, encompassing financial contributions, political advocacy, and humanitarian aid. Financial contributions from Shia individuals and organizations play a crucial role in sustaining Palestinian resistance efforts. Humanitarian aid constitutes a significant aspect of Shia support for Palestine. Iran's unwavering support for Palestine, deeply intertwined with its revolutionary ideology and regional ambitions, casts a long shadow over the complexities of Shia engagement with the Palestinian cause.
Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iran has positioned itself as a staunch ally of the Palestinian people, providing financial, military, and logistical support to various Palestinian factions, particularly those advocating armed resistance against Israel.
The Islamic Republic of Iran, under the leadership of Ayatollah Khomeini and his successor, Ayatollah Khamenei, views the Palestinian struggle as an integral part of its broader anti-imperialist agenda.
Iran perceives Israel as an illegitimate entity, a product of Western colonialism implanted in the heart of the Muslim world to serve Western interests and undermine Islamic unity.
This ideological stance forms the bedrock of Iran's unwavering commitment to Palestinian liberation.
Iran's support for Palestine extends beyond mere rhetoric.
The Islamic Republic provides significant financial aid to Palestinian groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad, enabling them to maintain their military capabilities and provide social services to their constituents.
This support has been crucial in sustaining Palestinian resistance efforts, particularly in the Gaza Strip, which has been subjected to a crippling Israeli blockade.
Moreover, Iran has played a pivotal role in arming and training Palestinian militant groups.
Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, particularly its elite Quds Force, has been instrumental in providing military expertise and weapons to Palestinian factions.
This support has enabled these groups to challenge Israeli military superiority and conduct attacks against Israeli targets, thereby shaping the dynamics of the conflict. Section 2. The Arab Spring after Winter, a fractured landscape of solidarity. The Arab Spring uprisings, which swept across the Middle East and North Africa in 2011, unleashed a wave of popular discontent against authoritarian regimes, shaking the foundations of the established order.
While the uprisings initially held the promise of greater Arab unity and a renewed focus on the Palestinian cause, the aftermath has witnessed a more fractured landscape, with regional rivalries and internal conflicts overshadowing the Palestinian struggle.
The initial wave of the Arab Spring generated a surge in pan-Arab solidarity with Palestine. Protests erupted across the region, condemning Israel's occupation and demanding an end to the Palestinian plight.
The fall of authoritarian leaders like Hosni Mubarak in Egypt and Zine El Abidine Ben Ali in Tunisia raised hopes that new governments, more responsive to popular sentiment, would take a more assertive stance against Israel.
However, the euphoria of the Arab Spring proved short-lived. The uprisings quickly descended into chaos and violence in countries like Syria, Libya, and Yemen, creating fertile ground for sectarian strife and proxy wars.
Regional powers, including Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Turkey, seized the opportunity to advance their own interests, often at the expense of Arab unity and the Palestinian cause.
The rise of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, a radical Sunni militant group, further complicated the situation. ISIS's brutal tactics and extremist ideology diverted attention and resources away from the Palestinian issue, as regional and international actors focused on combating the group's expansion. Section 3. Beyond the rivalry, shared concerns and converging interests. Despite the often fractious nature of regional politics, shared concerns and converging interests continue to shape Shia support for Palestine. The ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, with its recurring cycles of violence and enduring injustices, serves as a powerful reminder of the unresolved issues at the heart of the Middle East conflict.
One such shared concern is the expansion of Israeli settlements in the West Bank. Shia leaders and communities, along with their Sunni counterparts, view settlement expansion as a deliberate attempt to undermine the possibility of a two-state solution and entrench Israeli control over Palestinian territories.
This shared concern has led to joint condemnations and calls for international pressure on Israel to halt settlement activities.
Another point of convergence is the issue of Jerusalem, a city of immense religious and historical significance to both Muslims and Jews. Shia Muslims, like their Sunni brethren, are deeply troubled by Israeli policies aimed at altering the status quo of Jerusalem, particularly restrictions on access to holy sites like the Al-Aqsa Mosque.
This issue has sparked widespread outrage and fueled calls for greater protection of Islamic holy sites.
Furthermore, there is growing concern within Shia communities about the Trump administration's Middle East peace plan, widely seen as biased in favor of Israel. The plan's proposal to recognize Israeli sovereignty over large swathes of the West Bank and its failure to address key Palestinian demands, such as the right of return for refugees, have been met with widespread condemnation. Justice for the oppressed, a Quranic imperative.
The Quran, the holy book of Islam, calls for justice, compassion, and support for the oppressed. Shia Muslims view the Palestinian struggle as a battle against injustice, resonating with their faith.
The Quran emphasizes upholding justice, even against those in power. Be just, that is nearer to righteousness. Quran 5:8. The Quranic injunction compels Shia Muslims to support the Palestinian cause as a religious obligation.
The Palestinian people face grave injustice that demands redress. The Quran emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity, stressing that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
United in struggle, Palestinian liberation as a shared destiny.
Shia support for Palestine extends beyond religious pronouncements and theological interpretations, encompassing a deep-seated belief in a shared destiny and a common struggle against oppression. Shia Muslims, drawing parallels between their own historical experiences and the plight of the Palestinian people, view the Palestinian struggle as inextricably linked to their own aspirations for justice, liberation, and a world free from tyranny.
The Shia historical narrative, replete with tales of persecution, marginalization, and resistance against powerful empires, resonates deeply with the Palestinian experience. The memory of past injustices, such as the massacre of Shia Muslims in Karbala or the suppression of Shia uprisings throughout history, fuels a sense of empathy and solidarity with the Palestinian people, who are perceived as facing similar challenges in their struggle for self-determination.
Furthermore, Shia Muslims view the Palestinian struggle as part of a broader struggle against global systems of oppression, including colonialism, imperialism, and Zionism. This perspective stems from a worldview that sees the Palestinian issue not as an isolated conflict, but as a microcosm of a global power struggle, where the forces of oppression and resistance are locked in a perpetual battle for dominance.
The concept of Ummah, the global Muslim community, further reinforces the Shia sense of shared destiny with the Palestinian people. The Ummah, transcending national borders and ethnic divisions, unites Muslims worldwide through their shared faith and common aspirations. The Palestinian struggle, viewed through the lens of Ummah, becomes a collective struggle of the entire Muslim world, a call to action that transcends sectarian divides and unites Muslims in a common purpose.
A legacy of solidarity, the enduring impact of Shia support.
The unwavering commitment of Shia communities to the Palestinian cause has left an indelible mark on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. From Beirut to Tehran, Shia voices have consistently supported Palestinian self-determination, providing material and moral support to the Palestinian people.
This legacy of solidarity, rooted in shared history and justice, shapes the conflict and influences the Palestinian struggle. Shia support sustains Palestinian resistance movements, both politically and materially.
Iran's backing of groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad, providing financial aid, military training, and logistical support, has enabled these groups to challenge Israeli military superiority. Hezbollah's emergence in Lebanon and its commitment to Palestinian liberation have bolstered Palestinian resistance and inspired similar movements.
Shia communities amplify the Palestinian narrative globally. Through demonstrations and media campaigns, they challenge Israeli narratives and expose human rights violations, garnering international support for the Palestinian cause, countering Western media bias that often downplays Palestinian suffering.
Shia charitable organizations provide humanitarian aid to Palestinians, from medical supplies and food aid to funding education and infrastructure projects, alleviating Palestinian suffering, especially in Gaza. Navigating the crossroads, the future of Shia engagement with Palestine.
The Israeli-Palestinian conflict's future shapes Shia engagement, influenced by internal and external factors. Palestinian self-determination and Middle Eastern geopolitics will determine this alliance's path.
The conflict's outcome is crucial for Shia support. A two-state solution ensuring Palestinian rights would be welcomed by Shia communities. Settlement expansion and violence threaten peace, keeping the Palestinian struggle a rallying cry for Shia Muslims.